I was a stud. Oh, yeah, I was. I was the kid that everybody picked first to be on their team. I dominated athletically, grade school, junior high, high school. Went to the University of Oregon where I played for the Ducks, where I'm now in their Sports Hall of Fame. So by the time I got to the NFL, I thought, I've been successful on every single level. I got this. This is going to be a piece of cake. I remember it like it was yesterday. My first NFL practice, first practice in the National Football League. I'm with the Cleveland Browns, and I'm going against former All-Pro Hanford Dixon. And Hanford Dixon is standing in front of me with these long arms. He's about a yard in front of me. And his job is to not allow me to get by him. My job is to get by him and catch the ball. So when the ball was snapped, I gave him a little wiggle, and I went outside to run away from him. As soon as I did, I felt these long arms grab my shoulder pads and take control of me. Hanford then threw me out of bounds on the ground. As I'm on the ground, I look up at Hanford and I go, dang, man, it's just practice. Hanford squats down, gets in my face and says, rookie, in the NFL, every day is game day. It was an instant mind shift. A quick realization that you're playing against the best in the world. And the way they approach this game, whether it's practice, it's meetings, it's treatment, weights, studying film, they give their best all the time. It's going full speed in action mode, getting after it. And you know when you're doing it, when you have one of those days and the day is over, I mean, you are worn out. You ever had one of those workouts? Maybe you ran, did circuit training or something. You got your hands on your knee, you're gasping for air. You ever had a workout like that? I had a coach who used to say, JJ, if you're not hunched over after the workout, you didn't go hard enough. But in our industry, when you attack it that way, that's how you feel. You gave your best, and you're mentally exhausted, but you're ready to do it again the next day. So what exactly would that be? How exactly would you do that? Well, that's what I'm here to share with you. But here's one tip before I start. As an athlete for years, my coaches would say, JJ, just work 2 times as hard as the competition. Outwork the competitors. You do that, you'll win on game day. So I did that. And it worked in high school. It worked in college. It didn't work in the NFL. Because everybody was a great athlete. Everybody is working 2 times as hard at putting in the extra work. So as professional athletes, we were always looking for these 2 to 3% incremental improvements in our game, making these little tweaks here and there and there. And those little improvements were the difference between whether you played on Sunday or you watched the game from your sofa on Sunday. So when you come to an event like this, that's what you're trying to do. Those little 2 to 3% incremental improvements can make a huge impact on your business. And maybe you've heard some already, but I'm here to share a few more with you. So let's start here. The first one is this. You got to get your head in the game. You got to get your head in the game. And this is all about mindset, mentally preparing yourself for the journey that you're a part of. You know, understanding that, yeah, this profession is not the easiest, of course, but we know it can be one of the more rewarding as long as we stay in the game. So it's having that thought of, it's about long-term vision with long-term commitment. That's our approach to this business. This is a marathon race. This is not a sprint. And yeah, there's going to be some challenges along the way. So you have to mentally prepare what you're doing and what's going to potentially happen. Because when I went to the NFL, yeah, I knew I was 157 pounds. I knew I was going against some other big humans. But I mentally prepared myself what it would be like. So when I got in the game, I could focus on catching the ball and not worrying on what's happening around me. So it's really the ability to master your thoughts. You got to master your thoughts because every day we got different things being thrown our way, challenging us. Life gets in the way. You got to master your thoughts. And I'll tell you, it starts right when you wake up. When you go into your office and it's time to do your business, it's time to do what you get to do. Because the results you get out of anything is based on how you show up. How you show up when you go to your workstation. What's your intentions? Why are you doing what you're doing? You need to know because that's your driving force. That's the thing that's going to get you through the good days and those bad days when you have those wall-kicking moments. Because here's the point. When the why is strong enough, the process to get there is not a challenge. You'll do whatever it takes because the motivation is so strong. I can remember at times when I was playing in a game. Now, I was a wide receiver. My job was to catch the football. And there were times when they call X crackback. That's when I got to block the linebacker. And I'd look down and I'd see 260 pounds Junior Seau, one of the best to ever play, 100 pounds bigger than me. Now, I don't have time to sit there and think about like, dang, look at Junior's arms. Look at his muscles in his neck. I think he got some muscles in his cheek. No, it was strap it up, go down there, and hit Junior. And I'd do that. Now, Junior wouldn't move at all. But when you saw the film the next day, you saw number 88 running down there doing his job. Because the why, the reason. Because at the time, what was driving me was to change my circumstances. Because I was raised in the hood. I wanted to create opportunities for my future, my family, and myself. So that's what was driving me. So if you don't know, right now, you're sitting there thinking about it, what is driving you? It's got to be crystal clear. And if you're not sure, here's the quick exercise to determine what your why is. We know that an onion has multiple layers. An onion, you got to peel the layers to get to the core. And a couple years ago, I was in Chicago speaking to a woman, and she said, you know, JJ, I'd like to lose some weight. I said, okay, great. Why do you want to lose weight? Well, because I want to get healthy. Why do you want to be healthy? Well, because I want to be able to get on the ground and play with my daughter. Why is that important to you? Because I want to be around. What do you mean? Well, my mom died of obesity when I was a child, and I want to be around for my daughter's wedding. Bingo! I said, there's your why. And I said, whenever you want to quit, you don't want to follow your program, you read that, you focus on that, that'll keep you going. But you see what I did? You got to keep asking the questions. You got to dig deep. Because it's so important, because that why, it has to be emotional. It's got to tug here, it's got to tug there. It's got, when you think about it, it should, give chills down your spine when you think about the possibilities of achieving it. Because you can't let no fear, no doubt, nobody's opinion, no excuse in your head stop you from doing what you need to do. That's why you need to be crystal clear on it. Here's the next thing. What is your game plan? What's your plan? Because I know everyone in here is sitting here thinking about your goals for the next week, the next month, the next quarter, the next year, what you are going to do. What is your plan? I'm always baffled sometimes when I sit down with people and have these discussions, and they've got these dreams, they've got these goals, they want to do all these things, and I'm like, okay, where's the plan? Well, I'm going to do, no, where's the plan? I mean, it never even hits a piece of paper. Never hits a structure or a business strategy. It never goes into development mode. There's no plan to take them from point A to point B. In the NFL, we had playbooks. And every week we had a new game plan. The game plan for the Raiders was different than the game plan for the Dolphins, which is different for the game plan for the Patriots, which is different from the game plan from the Bills, because there was a new goal every single week, so we had to keep changing it based on the goal. So no matter what the goal is, big or small, you should always have a plan. When there's a true commitment to a goal, there is a plan written down somewhere. And you want to be able to execute that plan as leaders because you want to set the pace for your team. And you never want to be the one who your team is questioning your commitment. Social media quickly exposes people because you can see what they're doing and not doing. You can see if they're really doing the work, if they're truly doing the work. I had a coach who used to say this all the time. Blah, 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 do the work. Blah, blah, blah. What he was saying was, I don't want to hear any excuses. I don't want to hear your reasons why you didn't do this or that. Do the work. But because he knew if you did the work, you're going to get the results you're looking for. And in our profession, we're not asking you to put on some football pads, a helmet that weighs 20 pounds, and run around in 100-degree weather and train to where you make yourself puke. Doing the work for us is picking up that phone, making those calls, texting someone or messaging or talking to someone. But it's about doing more of it. It's about increasing your activity and making yourself uncomfortable. If you have that new prospect who can only meet at 6:30 in the morning, you go meet with that prospect at 6:30 in the morning. You sign up that new person who's international, 14 hours ahead of you, and they can only train at 1 a.m. You get up at 1 a.m. and you make that call. You're looking to sponsor maybe 10 new people. And the stats show that you need to talk to 100 people. You go talk to 100 people. You do what it takes. Your team is on fire, and they want to book you for back-to-back-to-back-to-back, three-way calls and take up your whole day. You do what it takes. Not everybody's willing to do it. A lot of people want it, but a lot of them aren't willing to do it. Have your setbacks. It's part of the equation. Conquering the setbacks is what we do because they come, and we definitely know that, right? In different fashions. Challenges, obstacles, whatever. But these are opportunities to prove how bad we really want it. They're opportunities to prove because these are just speed bumps. They're not roadblocks. It's all about how you perceive the setback. You got to understand, as a professional football player, I was on offense. There might be 80 plays that I'm in a game. All those plays don't go perfectly. There's always mistakes that are made. I might drop a ball. I might miss an assignment. I get in trouble. I do something. We had this saying in the NFL. It was one snap and clear. So every time the ball is hiked, that's the beginning of a play. That's one snap. When the whistle blows, the play's over. So no matter what we did on that play, bad or good, we had to forget about it so we could focus on the next play and move forward. One snap and clear. And sometimes I would see younger athletes where they might make a mistake, drop a ball, and they couldn't forget the mistake they made a couple plays before, and it affected their ability to keep moving forward and produce. That's what happens sometimes in our profession. Something happens from a negative standpoint. People, they think about it too much, and they meditate on it, and it affects their ability when it's that next call or that next opportunity they have. So it's about understanding, how do you grow from them? What do you learn from them? And when you're doing what you need to do, you will have those championship moments. You will have those winning moments. But here's how I'm going to spin this. You take advantage of your championship moments. You take advantage when you're on fire. Because when there were games where I was on fire, catching the ball, running away from people, spiking the ball, scoring touchdowns, you know what I used to do when I ran to the sideline? Coach, keep feeding me the ball. Keep throwing me the ball. Why? Because I was in the zone. My confidence level was sky high. I was 10-foot, bulletproof, Superman, whatever. I could not be stopped. In this profession, we have championship moments.